Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is the best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives, making that impact, making that money, and living fulfilling lives. I hope you're doing well. I am, and so excited to be here. And today I'm going to talk about, is it possible to make money doing what you love? And why is that so hard to believe? Why? All right, honest time. I never really thought it was possible for anybody to make money doing what they love. I just thought there were set ways how people make money. You can be an accountant, you can be a scientist, you can be a doctor. There were set ways that people made money, and I just had to align myself to what fitted me. So if I fit as a doctor, then I could probably just sit there and make money in that area. And an area that fit for me was accounting. It didn't fit because I loved it or I was super good at it. It fit because my qualifications allowed me there. And when I applied to university, they accepted me there. And when I looked at the prospects, we had a few successful accountants and there was evidence. There was evidence of success in that area. So I figured, yeah, let's just go with that. So my mindset was that you can do what you love, but you would have to do it on the weekends or after work. And it was just like a fantasy. Like, I don't know why I'm doing air quotes, but it was just something very far off because I had never met somebody who was like, this is what I love and this is what I do. There were people who were loving what they were doing, but they didn't start with the love and do it. I thought if I get into a job that wasn't so accounting, that was less numbers, less analysis, and more people, more research, more creative, I could love that. So you see, I was always moving from what is out there already, what are the options, and where can I fit? So I understand this is hard for most of us to believe and understand and even pursue because, well, who does what they love? We do what we need to do to survive, to pay bills, and hopefully we have made money enough to enjoy on the weekends and on the holidays to do what we actually love, which is travel, be with family, and maybe help other people. But really, our full time jobs have nothing to do with what we love. They just got a lot to do with what we're good at, a lot to do with what we can be better at, and we just focus on that and run with it. This made me think, why? Why is this like this? From my experience, I would say the first reason is examples, models. Growing up, I never saw anybody who advocated for you to love what you do. Nobody. I had never heard of that. I could hear stories of people who had made a fortune being entrepreneurs, a fortune solving some problem, but it was never about they loved it and they pursued it. And people who loved what they do became artists. And because they became artists, they were starving artists. And because they were starving artists, there was nobody looking after them. Because they were singing, nobody was buying their music, but they loved what they were doing, but they couldn't earn a living, and that was never attractive. So I would say bad examples and lack of examples are one of the reasons why, for me, I never thought it was possible to do what you love and make money doing it. The second reason, poverty. It can be actual poverty around you or just poverty in the mindset. But poverty is evolved somehow. For me, seeing poverty around limited the options because there were proven ways to survive in this environment. And none of them had to do with anything about you, they had to do with everything about the environment. And it goes back to which fields were proven to be successful. And because there's a lot of poverty, you avoided everything else. You really just wanted to hold on to that line. You hold on to that line that gives you hope, that line that has been proven. And because of poverty mindset, you focus really on lack. You focus really on just survival. And so you don't have the luxury to be thinking about what you love and how that matters unless you're really exposed to a different type of mindset. But in a poverty mindset, there's a lot of limitation. There's a lot of talk of boundaries. There's a lot of talk of lack. And that can't be where you thrive in talking about yourself, your capabilities, and what you love. I didn't grow up in poverty, but really surrounded by a lot of it. You know, when you go to the village, there's a lot of poverty. When you stay in the hood, there's a lot of poverty. And when it's not actual poverty where you're struggling to eat, then it's poverty of mindset where you're being told about how money doesn't grow on trees, how there are limited resources, where you're jealous of other people because their success looks like they're taking away from yours because they're limited resources. This just whole mindset really prevents you from self-actualization because you're always thinking of just getting away from being a bottom feeder to just surviving, and you're always in survival mode, and you're always just like, I'll just hold on to what I have, I can't let it go and try to be creative and get side hustles and everything. No, this works, let's hold on to it. The third point that affected me is that seeing a lot of stuck people who are stuck. It goes both ways. People who are stuck in something they don't love but it's working, and people who are stuck in something they love and it's not working. You see? So it sort of like makes you think, okay, I just want what works. I guess all these reasons are intertwined, but you just want what works. And seeing stuck people is just like, okay, which kind of pain do I want to really be aligned with? You're like, okay, as long as I'm stuck and it's working, that's better. So again, it goes back to the examples, it goes back to the poverty, but seeing a lot of stuckness around you, seeing a lot of people who are reinforcing the same idea. You're surrounded by the same mindset. You're surrounded and it's reinforced every day. Every day. You can't do what you love. You can't. It's not possible. This works. This works. So education and specific education, specific fields. It is a privilege for you to be an accountant. It is an honor for you to be in this field. They're giving you what at that job? Oh my goodness, you are blessed. Stick to it. And then you're like, okay, so I don't love it, but nobody will hear anything else. You know, I don't love it, but who can I talk to about how I can get out of this? Because they'll be like, what? You want to get out of how much money? You know? So yeah, those are my 3 reasons why I believe, truly, I think there are more reasons, but these ones really stick out to me. And they have to do with really my environment, mindset, and company. Now, why did I go out of what was working to what I love? Because I believe that life is precious. Life means something. And every day I lived where I felt a disconnect between what I enjoy, what I am capable of, and what I'm doing. It really just sort of stifled the life out of me, took away my joy, activated the complaining bones, activated the lack of passion bones, and I didn't like that space. And to get myself into a place where I felt like I must pursue what I love, it took a lot of study. It took a lot of self-education because I started doing research because I was like, there has to be some loophole in this system. Are you telling me that we're going to be here and we're going to die and we're going to do what we don't love because we have to survive? Like, what's the point of life? And being a Christian, I kept saying, Lord, no, you didn't make me for this. I don't feel right about just coming here and persevering and then dying. There has to be a purpose. There has to be more to life. And so I just went on a study of God's word, a study of successful people, and I realized that, wait, there is a secret. There's a loophole. There are a few people who do what they love. And those ones are the ones I want to partner with. I wish I was surrounded by them, but very few people are born and raised in an environment that has these positive achievers around them. If you're one of those, glory to God. You have to worship God forever. You have to worship him anyways. But I'm just trying to tell you that really that is a rare thing. Most people have to fight out of mindsets, fight out of environments, fight out of societies and systems because it's hard, because people have been hurt, people have struggled, people have given up, and there are more people who do that, who go through the pain of life and carry the scars for the rest of their lives. And so in preventing you, in wishing you well, they'll tell you, no, stick to the game plan. Life will hurt you if you walk out of this game plan and try to explore on your own. So when I did research and found these groups of people who are stepping out, getting hurt, learning from it, and pushing, I was like, wait, then my feeling, that deep feeling, that inner knowing and hunger is not empty. It is really on purpose. It is really a call to what I could become if I stood up for it. And that's when I realized that, okay, all this information I'm consuming about people is meant to fire me up to make the change in my life. Very few people get to do what they love. But those who do change the world. Those who do and believe change their world. They enjoy it, they are happy, they make the impact, and they die happy deaths because they achieved what they wanted. And so I decided, just by seeing that this is a group I want to jive with, this is my people, this is where I belong, I decided to start exploring what I love, what I'm good at. And it was a strange journey because it was like me learning myself and understanding that, oh, no, I don't love some of these things that I think I love. I just use them to cope, or they just pay my bills. So I need to change a few things. And then exploring all that has been quite the journey of my life. It's been exciting. It's been most of what I've done in my adult life, to just learn myself, to fix myself, if you would say that, to heal from scars, to remove some burdens that I had been carrying because that's what everybody was carrying, to remove the mindsets, to change my thought processes, to understand that I am in charge of me. I can decide to be different. I can decide to be better. I can decide to pursue what I love. And you know what happens? What you love is a gift. If you are to make any kind of impact in life, you have to be really good at what you do. It can be writing, singing, or accounting, or it can be doctoring, or being a philanthropist, whatever it is. If you're to be good at it, you have to really, really, really put time into it. You have to be excellent in that field. And how can you be excellent at something you hate? Because just by you hating it or disliking it or being indifferent about it means it doesn't light you up. So you can't stay all night trying to really pursue some curiosity. You're like, no, I don't understand. Let me fix it. Let me check it. You're not gonna do that because there is no passion under it. So what you love is a gift to you. That is your gold mine. It is actually telling you that if you pursue this, there is glory that awaits for you. If you pursue what you love, you could be bad at it now, but you can get better at it. And you can invest time in it without feeling burnt out. And that'll be your ticket to the success, fulfillment, and the impact you want to have. So you give time. You learn, you grow, you fail, you get back up. When you fail at something, chances are you want to quit at it. But if you love it, you'll be like, okay, I could quit at it. Or maybe you could quit for 2 days and you'll be like, I'm back here. I want to do it. And you start again. I own a farm and run a farm. That's one of my first businesses that I did. And so many people start farming and quit. Start farming and they quit and they never look back. And for me, I understand their pain because farming can really be brutal. But I love it. I see it. I understand where it's taking me and it just fires me up. I get broken, I take a break, but I come back to it because I love it. When you love something, you can give yourself to it. You can tangle with it through life and learn about it and become an expert at it and serving the people who need it. And when you get to that point, yay, you have arrived. And that's why I believe that we should be looking into what we love. Not just to enjoy it as a hobby, but into thinking, how is this leverage for me in life? Because nobody is going to pay for average. Nobody is going to pay for good enough. Now, if you don't love something, you will be average and good enough in it. But if you love it, you can rise through the ranks and get to be in the top of that field, doing amazing things in that field because you love it, you give yourself to it. And I believe that you and I, in our quest to make an impact, should be looking into that. What do we love? Why do we love it? How can we pursue it? You may not have to quit your job, but you may have to look on what you can do on the side. How much time can you give to what you love? How can you learn more about it? How can you explore it? Because when you do, it can even take over what you do as a normal formal job. It can, because if you love it, you will give more energy to it. You get better at it faster, or you persevere in it. And then over time, you'll find that it's bringing in more income, more impact, more fulfillment than your formal things. And then you can have the privilege of living your formal things if that's what you want, or just the privilege of growing this and making the impact that you want to have. All right. So focus on what you love. Understand what you love. So many people know what they hate. So many people know what they don't want, but they don't really know what they love and if they're good at what they love and what they need to do to cultivate what they love. It's important to look into that. I hope this was helpful for you. I always love to hear from you, so get me on all social media, Mavis Zaina Kanjadza. I always love to connect. Like these videos, subscribe, share, comment. Let's connect, let's grow together with as many people as possible. I enjoy your company and having you here, and I hope to see you soon. New videos every Tuesday. So stick around. Mwah. See you soon.